Hello everybody, this is Kyrix at the start of a new Let's Play. This is Let's Play E.V.O. Search for Eve. I don't know why there's a period after E.V.O, because it is E.V.O, but this is a weird game. We're going to get that right out, right now. As you can see from the premise, this game is fucking nonsensical. And here's Gaia. I would say this game is educational, but it's kind of not, because a lot of the animals you'll see here don't react like we think the animals of those times did. Some of them didn't exist at all. Things are weird, and evolution flat out doesn't work this way. However, being utterly nonsensical does not mean it's not a fun game, because it is. It's just very grindy, as you will see. Hey, he said every 1 billion years. It's been 3 billion. What happened to the people before me? Now, I was thinking, oh, I can do grinding off screen, but that would mean pretty much an entire episode of no real progress. Because you have to grind like crazy to do anything. Okay, I'm a fish. I can move around. Pressing the Y button is to bite. B does nothing underwater. A does nothing underwater. X is to eat, just to eat. Like, I can bite these things and eat them, or just go over to them and eat like this. Now, I have 4 directions of movement: up, down, left, right. Double tapping makes me swim in a very determined manner. And if you dash into something, that happens. Now, these are, well, first they're part of a tutorial, but they're also enemies and food. Everything in this game is edible. That being said, there are a couple NPCs you shouldn't eat because they're unspeakably poisonous. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Now, that rule, only move forward, never back, that is actually bullshit. Even if you don't do the exploit, which we'll be doing, there are several cases where once you leave the water, you know, you get your legs. As soon as you dive into water, you immediately re-evolve flippers, which, according to this game, is a step back. Now, if I let him, he will do what he just did, which is zap me. Fortunately, all enemies drop meat, which, in addition to providing E.V.O points, 10 of them, that's what the white number is, also provide me with hit points, which is the red number, 2. And of course, let's say that these guys just royally jack me up, like he's doing now. Keep it up, buddy. Come on, this is for educational purposes. One more. Okay, so I'm hurting bad, so... Oh, look, let me just graze down here. And now I'm ready to fight again. You'll often find harmless food that exists exactly for that purpose. Now, ooh, and a flashing meat generally provides 2 to 3 times the normal EV values. Start as pause select. This is the one we want. Oops, wrong button. Okay, Jaws. This is always, without exception, the very first thing you ever evolve. Because Jaws let you do more damage. When you do more damage, you don't need to fight as hard. When you don't need to fight as hard, you can grind easier. Like, we're gonna spend this early part, which this is what this is for, by the way. This first area is solely to eat jellyfish to get stronger jaws so you can move on. You can move on with the little fish jaws, but you'd be stupid to do so. I could theoretically, I'm not willing to put this to the test, I could theoretically beat this whole ocean as I am. I'm not going to try, though. because that would be stupid. And I don't have that particular flavor of a Death Wish. And I was wrong about 2 or 3. I was thinking that these gave me 20. No, that was 5 times the value when I got the glowing meat. Okay, we're going to show off, god damn it, evolution. For the record, I always get these buttons mixed up. And when you evolve, bam, new teeth. Now watch this. Bam, 1 hit. Which is why jaws are always the first thing you evolve. The second thing, well, that depends on you. Like, underwater, it also depends on where you are. Underwater, no question, the second thing you evolve is your horn. I'm going to go briefly over what each of these things does. Let's see, you got your jaws. Right now I've got 3 different kinds of jaws. My original jaws, which you can go back to at any time. I'm not even going to attempt these pronunciations. The second jaws, which I have now, and the third jaws, which are going to be a thing later. Horns. The original horn, it's just a little horn. Spiral horn, it's like a unicorn thing. Swordfish horn. My jaws suck, but I get a horn that, basically, with horns you dash into enemies and do damage to them. The problem with the swordfish horn is it alters the structure of your face so that you're stuck with original jaws, which, yeah. But I think the swordfish horn doesn't break. Normally, horns will break after a certain number of uses. But this right here is the horn we concern ourselves with, the angler's horn. Most aquatic enemies will be drawn directly into your bite range if you have this, which makes grinding a snap. Neck doesn't apply because we're underwater. Body. Now these control your hit points. Like the scaly body is... slick body I think makes you faster. Scaly body makes you a little slower but have more hit points and defense. Shell body obviously drops your speed quite a bit but cranks your hit points and defense up. You can increase body size. You'll lose mobility, but you get more hit points and more defense. And you can decrease it to shrink back down to the size you are now and get your mobility back. There's actually another use for that I'll get into later. Hands and feet. These basically control your speed. Dorsal fin. Now, you can actually get these as animals outside of the water, and I think they add hit points and jump height? Could be wrong, but here I think they do speed. No, tail does jump height normally, but here it's definitely speed. And we are going to be one bizarre-looking creature when we're done. Now, when I mentioned earlier that these have a second use, this didn't come up because jellyfish are easy and I didn't get hurt except when I let them. But when you evolve, your hit points max back out. So what you'll do is when you're fighting something difficult, you have a bunch of extra EV points. It's like, oh god, I'm taking a beating. Here, let me shrink and get my hit points back. It's kind of like an E-Tank in Mega Man, for example. And it is something you either have... To beat this game, you either have to be really good or exploit the fuck out of that trick. 3 guesses which one I'm going to be operating under. Yeah, I'm good at this game, but I'm not that good. And by good at this game, I mean I've beaten it a couple times. I'm not some pro. I'm going to need to consult a guide on 2 areas in particular. Oh, by the way, sometimes enemies will just stun lock the shit out of you like that guy just did. Literally, the only thing I could do was retreat because I didn't even have an opening to bite him. But again, jellyfish are pushovers. Even after that horrendous pounding he gave me, I'm pretty much back to full health as if nothing had ever happened. After just a couple seconds. So, the early parts of this game are not hard. Do not be fooled, there are enemies that will make you hate life. All life. Ooh, Pirate's Wand. But, anyway. I think that'll do it for this tutorial-ish area. Because I'm running out of game mechanics, and I do want to get to a point. I want to play through some of this, but I also want to get to a point where I can just stop the video after a satisfactory amount of time, and then do some serious grinding. I mean, like, a couple thousand things. I'll still do all the evolutions themselves on screen, But generally, it'll be stuff like, I'm going to pump my jaws up to max and then do it. Now, go to the next area. And we find ourselves here, the Cave of Guidance. Now this is actually my preferred grinding spot. Because of these little fuckers, right here. I'm actually not used to how these things normally react. Now there is actually an even better spot, but I like this one, because it's easy. These things are relatively... Wow, I don't even need it for them. This is actually, I think, the first time I've ever legitimately just came in here and nommed on these things. And then we come down here. Now, the story in this game is, in a word, fucking bizarre. It is bizarre, and it just gets weirder. But normally I come in here with an angler's horn, and these things will just flock right to you. But they're actually more manageable now that I do this for real. They're a lot more manageable the way I'm fighting them now. Because they're not really that aggressive, they're not really that fast, and they're really stupid. Which, hey, what do you want in a snack, right? You don't want smart, you want nutritious and dumb. And these guys fit the bill. Now, you might think, oh, this is weird, what do I do? Well, you just leave the cave and you go back to where you started, basically. Now, I think the next grindy spot, which we're going to right now... But yeah, that's my early grinding spot. This is my later grinding spot. This is the second grinding spot. Ideally, by the time you leave this area, you want to be completely maxed out. You want to have all the stuff you're going to have, you know... Okay, this is the spot. And I just hang around here and eat these things. 20, 20. See why this is such a attractive spot for this sort of thing. Just look at this. Just, oh, this right here. Now, this can vary. I've gotten like 2 or 3 different things. I've gotten like an eel, I've gotten a stingray. We're going to eat this and find out what we get. Now, this is temporary. Oh, I'm a stingray. Woohoo! Nom, nom, nom. Nom, nom. Now, I could save this evolutionary form and have a limited number of times that I can turn back into it, but I'm not going to because I can only assume this form in water, and quite frankly, there's nothing in the water that is more dangerous, is so dangerous that I'll ever need this again. By the time I get back to water, I will, well, I'll have nastier forms than this to have access to. Actually, this is going faster than I thought it would, so I might not have to grind very much. And I'm sorry about the grinding. And oh look, I've got a coelacanth mouth. Grrr. This is such a weird fucking game. I love this game. This is a game I first came across in an issue of Nintendo Power that I had. I think I got it from a garage sale. The issue, not the game. I've never owned this game in reality. I've only ever had access to it on emulator, I would have given just about anything as a kid to own this game for real, or even to rent it. Because this seemed like the greatest, coolest game ever. And it's a lot of fun. You know, I'm not gonna mince words. This is a fantastic little game. It really is. Of course, it does suffer... I'm not sure if this is a flaw that they just ran with, or if it's a design feature that the enemies respawn the way they do. Now, let's show off my horn. If you'll notice, rather than come after me, he just drifts right to the goddamn horn. He will ignore anything and everything to get to this horn. The downside is, if you turn around, they will go through you to get to that horn. And then bite, and bite, and bite. And just like that. Nom 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 nom. And that's why this is the second thing you evolve underwater. Ooh, that was a good one. And it also has the virtue of most enemies will, like I said, they will completely fucking ignore you in favor of this horn. Which is good, because as stupid as these little sea cucumber things look, they hit pretty hard. I'm really not sure what they are. They could be like cuttlefish now that I think about it, but I just call them sea cucumbers. Now, basically each of these worlds, or at least this world, is going to be done in two parts. It's going to be this part, which is mostly the explanation, exposition, and grinding section. And then we're going to get to the part where we go through the rest of the game. Now this, I might even do it all in one video, to be honest. Because the water is not that difficult to get through. Damn it. Okay, where's the body? Oh, I can do it. Shell body. Now, my hit points haven't changed, but I think I have... No. Yeah, see, my stats have gone quite a bit. Like, defensive power 4. It would have helped if I had shown off what my stats were beforehand, but... Nom. And I think I can leave the cave and come back and get, like, a new body if I wanted to. But there's not really much point to it. Because we're pretty much done here. Jellyfish, by the way, don't care about your light. They really don't. They can give two shits. And the more dangerous enemies around here, the sharks, really don't give a shit. They're about the only thing that will... These things right here, these are fun to grind on. Because they're kind of derpy. And I honestly don't know how threatening they really are, because I've never been at this point without a horn. But yeah, these are 25 each, so they're good. They're good grinding right here. However, you may have noticed that wall of bubbles. We're now stuck here. Like, I can't leave the way I came. And I don't remember if this is timed or if I have to swim a certain distance. But eventually I will be violently ejected from this place. That'll make sense when you see it happen. God, these things are derpy. And I think they're based off of something real, too. So, again, this is not an educational game. This is just a fun game that took the concept of evolution and just ran with it. This is Pokemon before Pokemon, if you really want to get into it. And both are about the same level of accuracy when it comes to describing evolution. Because this isn't how it works. If this is how it worked, my cat would be a fucking panther instead of a house cat. Because he eats everything he can get a hold of. My food, his food. Hell, the kitten steals food out of his mouth. So, So it's not like, oh wow, I've killed 1,000 fish and eaten their bodies. I'm going to become a tiger shark now. That's not how evolution works. Matter of fact, evolution is the opposite of that. It's more like, let's say one of these fish that I keep snacking on had a shell that made it so that they were a pain in the ass for me to kill. Well, just by virtue of the fact that I didn't kill as many of them, more would survive to reproduce, and I would find more of the super shelled fish that were a bitch to kill. You know? Likewise, there are a couple enemies in this game that I will avoid like the plague because they're not worth the trouble it takes to kill them. Ah, it is time-based. So yeah, this is what I mean by violently ejected. And of course, my shell body's gonna fuck me here because I'm not fast anymore. So I gotta swim to the end of the level in safety. Which is a shame, because this is a fantastic grinding spot, but all good things must come to an end. And for the record, I couldn't have left because there was a wall of bubbles stopping me. So we really had to sit there that whole time and just eat and eat and eat. Nom. And nom. And there, see? Back to full health, as if nothing had ever happened. And we are gonna keep my E.V.O points nice and high, because, again, this is not a hard area, so get out of my prize kit! And since it's not a hard area, I don't see the need to waste E.V.O points on shit that I don't need just yet. See, these guys are a little more aggressive, but since I have the shell body, they can't really do a lot to me. Did you just... Oh, you little bitch, you turned on my PlayStation. Well, that answers the mystery why my PlayStation was on. Hold on a minute. Kitten, beat your furry ass. What do you do? Kitten. E.V.O, what am I gonna do with you? I love her to death, but she's such a kitten, you know? These things, pain in the ass. You know? Now see, they're worth quite a bit of meat. They're worth 40. But they're such a pain in the ass, they're not worth the trouble of chasing down. I killed and ate that one. Rio! Quit it! Down from there. I killed and ate that one to show what the value of killing and eating a trilobite is. Which is 40, but totally not worth your effort. Probably won't see me kill another one. Ow. And again, these aren't even the big enemies right here. Oh, ow. Now, there are a couple areas in the game like this that are moderately maze-like, to use that term. And some that are true mazes that I'm going to need a guide to navigate through. Oh shit, another one of these. And of course, this is Super Nintendo, so I'm going to get lag and slowdown here. Just trying to process too much stuff at once. But there's that. Now, there's an annoying feature of E.V.O, which is you can't take it with you. For example, you see all these beautiful E.V.O points that I've built up? Oh, these are bigger versions of the dirtfish. Let's call them the armored dirtfish. And look at them, they're even better for grinding on. Now you see these beautiful E.V.O points that I've spent all this time racking up? When I hit the next true evolutionary stage, that is to say go from fish to amphibian, I lose all of that. So, I can't, for example, do all my grinding as a fish and then go all the way to the end of the game off of that. You know? I wish you could. It would save me infinite amounts of time. The worst one is when you get to the stage where you get to be a mammal. Spoilers, you get to be a mammal. And I say get to be and not become because you have the option to stay in your previous body for that. That's the only time that'll ever happen where you can stay in your previous body instead of evolving. But the problem is, mammal is the weakest, bar none, of any of the starters. Like, you will struggle to kill anything. Evo costs are high and XP is low. So, it is going to be a bitch to evolve a mammal. But mammals have a lot of different options when they evolve. And honestly, it's really in your best interest not to become a mammal. Because, well, let's face facts. If you stay in the body that you enter the realm of mammals in, because there's two real possibilities for a body. This is something new also. But there's two serious possibilities of what kind of creature you could be instead of a mammal. And, I mean, there's variations in the form, of course, but... Uh-oh. Okay, again, starting over because I lost my train of thought. There's lots of variations, like, for example, even with fish, you've seen all the different... Well, you've seen a couple of the different forms it can take. Ooh, these are good grinding, but they hurt. They hurt a lot, as you can see. I mean, if you don't get the drop on them, they will drop you. Also, new thing? No, that's a food item. Good. You're gonna need those. But again, there are really two options you can take. And if you're the second of those two, it makes being a mammal a fucking joke. I mean, there are advantages that it confers that nothing the mammals have can touch. Ow, god damn, I got tag teamed on that one. Okay, we're gonna evolve real quick, because, like I said, oh god, get off. Because, like I said, you can't take it with you, so first things first. Let's supersize me. And no, my hit points went up. As in, they went back to full. Let's do something else. I want to be faster. Can I get the shark tail? I can totally get the shark tail. There we go, that's an improvement. And my dorsal fin? Can I do that too? Sure. Yeah, that does... I don't like that, because it doesn't blend with the rest of my body. But what can you do? And the tackle fin. Shit, we've already evolved completely. I'm literally out of parts. Which is good, I'll save that for later. But look at my stats now, it's gone up. Based on what it was. And look at how much faster I am. Just whoosh. Whoosh. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, see, this is the perk of evolution. Also, this is so cute. I can do the bunny hop. Oh look! Here's land. What if I hop out? I'll evolve legs. But oh no, there's no air. I better get back in the water before I die. Oh, incidentally, apparently re-evolving your legs is enough to heal you. That's worth knowing. The problem is, with all these weird names, I don't know what they are necessarily. Like, those things might be the whatevers, but more likely it's some kind of algae that the strolites are. I don't fucking know. But the what's it, the Kura somethings are the sharks. Like, we're about to meet the shark boss. This guy. And he's kind of a joke. Most of the bosses in this game are actually pretty hard. Him, not so much. Oh, Jesus. Come on. Come on, big boy. That's how you do it. See if I can do this before I officially die. Yup, I did. Totally did. And now I'm even more agile, as you can see. Come on, big boy. Come on. Beautiful thing is sometimes you stun lock them. Also, beautiful meat. And this is a dick move. I mean, look at all this great E.V.O stuff, but we're done here. This is all there is to being a fish. You know, we're done. Look at the bubbly bubblies! Yay! Also, I'm so fast. I love it. And then I get to come up here for reals. Because now there's oxygen in the world, and I'm so cute with my tiny little legs. Whee! Whee! God, I'm adorably weird. Also, since I got the E.V.O points, let's show off some of these other horns. The original horn. Yeah! Yeah! Oh, Jesus, what did I do? Am I back in the water? Did I break it? And the spiraled horn. Unicorn fish. Oh, drillfish, actually. Unicorn horn comes later, I guess. Swordfish horn. Which fucks my jaws up. Yay! I do look kind of cute, though. I look like a fucking lawn dart. And let's show off the scaly body, just because I haven't done it. See, this looks pretty cool, actually. And I've got enough juice for one more, right? Got the sailing dorsal fin. Which I think makes me even faster. He's so derpy looking, I love it. Whee! Can't take him seriously. Like a fucking house cat stalking something. Look at him, he's adorable. Oh, goddamn. That was beautiful. And no, it didn't last. I think she said 2 billion years. It didn't last close to that. Life hasn't existed that long. But again, this game is nonsensical. In this, the sun is basically God and the earth is alive, so we'll just run with that. And here's my new amphibian body. Derp. God, I'm even derpier looking now. Time trans. Monolith door. Derp, derp, derp. Oh, I fucking love this game. It's so stupid, but I fucking love it. Hi, Gaia. Something is wrong, and we'll get to that. And we're going to call it here. I'm Kyrix, and this has been Let's Play E.V.O. Search for Eden. See you next time. Bye-bye.